All right. Hello, everybody.
Hey there.
Sorry for running a little bit late. Welcome back to another edition of Live SEO Support with your favorite SEOs, Chris and Nick,
Hey there. Favorites.
the founders, the great founders of Sterling's
Yeah.
Lot.
Party time.
Yeah, so like always, if you got questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat or the comments wherever you are, and we'll eventually get to you. Yeah, how you doing today, Nick? What's up?
Not too
What's going
bad. I
on?
didn't sleep too well last night. I think because crypto felt like Christmas, honestly,
I
and it
slept
was
like a
just
baby last night.
once it hit Asia, it was like skyrocket. This
Um,
morning, not so much, but that's
you doing
fine.
the Coinbase IPO?
I'm gonna try and buy at least a little bit,
At least a little bit?
but it's looking like that's probably gonna be not too easy to do. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see I mean, I'm assuming it's going to be pretty easy to get them, like, give it a couple minutes.
Mm,
I mean, people are
Depending
going to
on the
sell.
price, yeah.
People are going to sell. There's going to be,
Uh,
people day trading it.
I would make a bet with you that it won't be that easy to get in.
That won't be easy to get in.
Mm-mm.
And first, how many minutes?
I don't know. Either way, we're SEO, so we don't need to get into the stonk too much. But yeah, we both like to play.
I'll be trading it whenever.
Yeah,
whenever it
I
pops.
think for day trading it's gonna be pretty cool.
If we can get it.
Well, you'll be able to buy in. I'm talking about a limit buy to purchase
Oh.
shares initially,
Talking
like
about
when they
right at the
open.
beginning?
hmm
Oh yeah, that's gonna
Yeah,
be
for
crazy.
I mean, they're estimating it's going to be like 380 starting out, and it's listed at 250 right now.
Why are you buying it right at the beginning?
Because I think for the next few days it'll be a fun ride.
You'd probably be better off just watching it and doing a market buy than a limit. It could just zoom right over your limit.
Well, then you just do a market buy after.
Yeah, you have to actually be sitting there.
Well, I've got it right here between my legs.
Yeah, I don't know how many of you guys are into crypto or stocks or
Don't
anything.
listen to us when we're doing stuff like this, though. You know, we're here to teach you SEO, not how to lose money like we do. And we're good at that.
But yeah, it's an exciting day. Exciting day for Coinbase and anyone interested in crypto and stocks or anything like
What
that.
do the chat say? What do they say?
No, they were just asking
Okay,
about
cool.
where they could watch replays and stuff. Yeah, if you guys don't know already, if you ever want to watch the recorded versions of the live stream, you can either watch the full versions in our Facebook group. You can just scroll down, or you could go to our YouTube channel where we've also got the full live videos, as well as we chop them up into little segmented bits, so you can find, whatever topic you're looking for. You can just search for it in the search bar or whatever, and you can find something more specific rather than sitting through full episodes where we just talk about, whatever questions we come to next. Um, yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Let's save, or do you want to get started with this one first?
Yeah, we could do that.
Okay.
Or, well, yeah, he might be waiting. I don't know. And I think he had some specifics that he told me about it.
All right, so here's my website. We've talked with Nicholas. It would be more happy to have my website reviewed in the next live on YouTube. All right, so definitely not going to want to show the site live. But I'll pull up some pictures for you,
A
some
little bit of
screenshots, so you can kind of see what's going on.
background on the site. From 2018, publishing articles around best X in looks like technology niche.
Oops.
And so it's later he changed reviews to more informative style posts, he's saying. This year he fixed things like EAT, EAT, and for link building I focused on all homepage and free like informational articles. And he's gotten some things ranked, but they're not ranking to the first page. So basically just a quick little audit.
All right, so just looking at the site real quick. First, I pulled up in Google. Looks like it's got about 170, actually 169
Nice.
URLs exactly indexed. So it's a pretty fair sized site. It's not humongous, but it's not small. Let's see what's going on. Okay.
Mega tank.
I'll go ahead and I can take a shot from right here. I guess I can do all that, huh?
Looks okay to me.
I'm gonna get it without that competitor, just to be safe. Let's go like that. All right.
This was that December update, looks like.
Yeah, so he was doing
Maybe
good.
a little sooner.
Looks like, I mean, he had like a meteoric rise.
Mm-hmm.
In the stonks world, call this a double top.
Yeah, double top. Always indicator of, or not always, but typically indicator of
Could be
bad
a
news.
bearish signal, as it was with his rankings,
Yeah.
apparently.
God, I was watching videos about that late last night.
Yeah, I mean, he's got about 720 referring domains, so it's definitely, he's got a good amount of domains. Links coming to the site from unique domains. Decent amount of keywords that he's lost a bunch of. Traffic used to be up around 3K, and yeah, you said that hit the big decline started October. Yeah, it looks like the big decline started October, and then it kind of stagnated for a little bit, and then early to mid-December it continued its decline. I don't know if that really lines up with any of the algo updates exactly, does it?
You can try to pull them up.
I can't remember.
Or just look up Algoroo and
the one
check
December
volatility.
4th.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Yeah, let's look up the
So if something went awry before what,
Google.
probably like the last 5 audits we've done have been December update. This is, this got hit earlier.
Yeah, I guess I can pull this up over here so people can look at it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and search for core. December 20th. That was on December 3rd. So it's not really lining up. He actually got a small boost for a minute after that.
Yeah.
And then what was the other? May 20th. So it doesn't really look like it's a lot lining up with any core updates. I thought there was something in October.
Well, I saw something about the glitch that happened, I guess.
What are you talking about?
This indexing issue. I remember people talking about that.
Okay.
But, I mean, that's not what's going on here.
Yeah, it's long-term slide. So yeah, anyways, it doesn't really necessarily look like...
If I had to guess, based on that double top, I would venture to guess that they did some spammier tactics, and that's why they got that heavy influx that then was corrected. And
you're talking about right here?
Yeah, rehashed and then crash.
Yeah, I mean, whatever they were doing, worked. It looked like it was crashing, so maybe they did something.
Yeah, right. And it just didn't work quite well enough.
Let's go and take a look. So it looks like around September 24th was right around here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let's go and just take a little deeper of a look. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to show this part, but we'll kind of talk you guys through it, what we're looking at. Let's go and just check out anchors first. So right at the top, we're seeing lots of URL anchors, brand anchors. You got this one 6% is a best anchor, money anchor.
Overall, it doesn't look that bad, though.
Yeah, the anchors
But
actually...
I bet a bunch of these are Web 2.0s.
Which ones?
You can even check the one that's got 22.
You're talking about money anchor? This one?
Mm,
Oh, there are these like info sites. Looks like they did some kind of
open it up, maybe? And they're all images. No,
whatever it
they
is.
all the same article, so yeah, there's some spammier stuff going on here. Looks like auto-generated, repeating kind of content.
Yeah.
We're talking about a tech website, and we're getting information on food and beverage, and I mean, it's spammy what we're looking through as
Yeah.
far as link profile
It's
goes.
auto-generated for sure.
Let's
Let's go to the next one. Not this one, maybe.
yeah, a money anchor. We'll dive into it. And the way we're doing this is in Ahrefs, you'll go to the anchors tab, and then you'll look at the anchors and click details, and then click snippets. And in there, you'll be able to look through where these anchors are coming from and get a better idea of, where some of these money anchors are coming from, etc. So that doesn't look horrible, but
This one looks a little bit better.
nothing like. So far, I'm willing to bet it's going to be way more spammier looking stuff than it is high quality.
Yeah, so far with the anchors, it
backlinks.
doesn't look horrible. We're seeing a good amount of URL stuff, some branded stuff. I mean, they do have
Yeah, anchor diversification seems okay. I mean, there's some stuff that's like weird, but I wouldn't say that's the reason it's tanking. So
they have a bunch of natural stuff at the top, but then when you get on to, it looks like they have a ton of money anchors.
well, they're all like long tail things, right?
Kinda, but it's always like best, blah blah blah,
Yeah.
best, free, free. Some more URL anchors. These are kind of like long tail, kind of random. I mean, it's not
too bad, really.
miscellaneous. Yeah, we've definitely seen worse as far as anchors go.
Yeah, and with rankings too. So, as far as the anchor profile here goes, I'd say it looks okay, but it's most likely the type of links that they're
I just
getting.
want to check something real quick.
Mm-hmm. You're looking for pages?
What do I normally look at?
Probably top pages.
Yeah, there we go.
So we're doing a look for best. Mhm.
It's always this, man.
But this site started tanking well before
That's true.
the best and review issue.
Yeah, so we're just looking at some of the most the best performing URLs right now, and the large majority are based around the keyword with best, best whatever in the URL.
Right.
I'd say we're probably looking at about 85%,
Looks like
90%,
it, yeah.
maybe. I mean,
90,
it's
yeah.
high.
Yeah.
So if you guys don't know that already, in one of the most recent core update, I guess, they really seem to kind of focus on affiliate sites,
Pure review sites, yeah.
review sites or sites best around the keyword, specifically best.
Best.
Blah blah blah.
Yeah, or review.
And so what we've been telling people is, to be safe, you should aim to shoot for about 50% of your content or more being informational. It's not going to have best in the URL. It's not going to be heavily targeting a best keyword. You're not going to have affiliate links in it. You're just going to be providing some kind of information, some kind of useful, helpful information to your readers without selling or promoting affiliate products, right?
Well, and the better way, a way to simplify that is, instead of creating the permalink best whatever product, you just call it whatever product, and then maybe in the titles you can switch up top, best, things like that, but get away from making it a very obvious review site, right? So the permalink isn't going to be best whatever review, it's just going to be the product, and then you can say, guide to the best or top rated or whatever, but don't go spamming it over and over and over again, like people used to do.
Yeah, I'd probably even take it a step further than that, because I think they're going to continue down this path as far as it seems like they're trying to take their cut of the affiliate world now, right?
Yeah, it could
Google
be.
is. And so I would, of course, it's good not to have best in the URL over and over and over again, but I would, as far as future proofing your site goes, because I think they'll probably keep fine tuning this and keep getting smarter and better at detecting the pages that are designed to sell affiliate products. It's just not to have every page selling affiliate products. But, like Nick said, definitely making it less uniform could probably help.
Yeah, but it's like I don't think the concept of the review website is going to go away, right? It's how it's being done that's applicable to this decline.
At the end of the day, I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, no one really
Like,
knows exactly how it's targeting it.
Let's pull up Wirecutter. Wirecutter is one of the most famous.
Aren't they part of New York Times now or whatever?
Oh, maybe yeah.
They're not like a standalone site anymore.
That's true, yeah.
But we looked at those two last week that were hit really hard. Anyway,
yeah.
So this, his ranking drop right here didn't really coincide with the recent algo update. What month was that in? Was that in
October? No.
No, it was a lot more recent than that.
Wait, what are you talking about? I thought you were talking about his decline.
I'm looking for the most recent core update.
Bad.
Was it December?
Go back up.
Passage.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
I guess it was in December. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I mean, I guess it could have, because this was December 4th was right around like here.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it could, this part of the drop actually could coincide with it.
Maybe he was actually about to plateau, and then the core update came out and just crashed him even harder.
Yeah, he could have been about to he could have basically tried to counter whatever this drop is, doing something, and then Google caught on to it and was like, we actually don't like that.
Yeah.
And so then it was plateauing to where he basically started off that, and then he got hit by...
And my guess would be it's, sending all these low-end links right around the time he starts moving up in the SERPs. And then...
Do you want to go ahead and just check out the links right here at this specific date?
Yeah, only the first seen and last check thing with Ahrefs I feel is very unreliable.
Well, it's also probably good to know.
It's dependent on like when they crawl, but not necessarily when the link was in existence.
It's got some kind of
yeah, there's 301s.
Yeah. Looks like I wonder how many different ones he's got in here.
Go to link type. No, just wait, open that back up. This one.
This one.
And do redirect. So 12 redirects. And it looks like a lot of them are coming from like URL shorteners, and they're going to inner pages. So automatically, just looking at this, it doesn't look natural at all as far as how the 301s are being used.
Let's see the dates these things were added. The first one was added April of 19. So we're looking at like some redirects he's got set up, some 301s. Then we move into August 27th of last year, November 17th. When was the... Yeah, he started getting a boost around September, and then he started getting a crash around October. So, just trying to... So right after the second one was added, basically he was seeing a nice nice boost after like the second redirect was added around September of 20. And then a little bit before this one was added, he started seeing a decline. That was basically right here. So we added like 2 redirects a little bit before here, and then from here on out, he started seeing decline, but he added a bunch more,
However,
like 10 more.
these are not also normal redirects. Like,
Yeah.
he's not redirecting domains that he's purchased. He's redirecting, like, URLs. Anyhow, it's and it's a mix of different kinds of redirects, 301s, 302s, even a 307. But point is, they're coming in, they don't look natural, they're not from natural places, they're going to inner pages.
So I'm gonna start
Overall,
looking
just
at
looks
the
spammy.
backlinks starting in September or whatever. Let's look at this.
Yeah, I mean, at a glance, it's just, this thing looks like it was propped up with spam and then it got hit.
I'm not really seeing much like quality stuff in here. It just looks like a bunch of kind
Yeah, the link profile
of
is,
junk.
made up primarily, if not almost exclusively, of low-end quality links. What about the site itself? We didn't look at it, did we? Like content-wise on
No,
page?
I didn't.
Let's have a quick peek. But yeah, the link profile in general of this asset has a lot to be
I was just laughing because Nick always says asset, and I wasn't laughing at the
not very
site.
good quality.
So we can look at one of his articles. Is this him right here with his picture on here?
I don't think that's him, but I think that he said he was trying to work on EAT. I mean, overall, it looks like a fine site as far as like the on page goes. Content looks okay.
Doesn't look horrible.
Good layout.
I guess we could check out the eat stuff real quick.
Yeah, but I don't even think I don't think he's
privacy policy. He's got an about on here. I don't know when all this stuff was added, but
I think his main issue is backlinks related.
Yeah. Go back to the backlinks and sort them by authority. He's got these
the different Google.
Yeah, the Google redirect things. Yeah, I've seen a bunch. I mean,
I see some Fiverr guest post sites that I'm used to. Yeah, and then we jump into directory. Yeah, it's just
Google stuff.
it looks like somebody who's genuinely trying to manipulate a link profile.
Like nothing in here looks natural. We're just scrolling through the links by authority right now, and the large majority of them are these Google redirects, which people generally just use to inflate the DR of their site so they can sell it for more or something, or sell links on it for more. Yeah, this just doesn't look natural at all.
Overall,
I don't see anything in the we're on page 3 of the links sorted by authority right now, and I don't see anything.
No real contextual posts, like nothing like that. It's just it's spam. It's a spammy link profile.
Yeah, I don't think we really need to look too much
go any much further. Yeah, your issue is you've got a very spammy link profile. Now, the decision would have to be made. What do you do about it? Well, quite honestly, I would prod by adding quality links and seeing what that does to this asset or money site. Because it could just be that you're pillowed out with a bunch of spammier links, but there's potential that if you use some higher quality backlinks, you do more natural style backlinking, you could get it to pop back up. Yeah, I mean, that's the best advice, is I'd start there, and then if that doesn't work, you might have to disavow and then move forward with, good quality, higher quality backlinking campaign.
And just to just to kind of go a little bit further on this, it's hard to tell. So it looks like the spam was actually, like in many cases, the spam was working.
Right.
The
for a while.
low quality links were working up in here. And, he was seeing some pretty heavy volatility right here from like here to here. This is around, minus 1,000 keywords.
Mm-hmm.
But then he went back up, he was doing more link building and stuff.
Yeah, my guess is it was like, okay, I'm going to try this tactic now, this spammy tactic, and it worked again.
It might have even plateaued like right around here.
Mm-hmm.
He might have got away with the spammy links for a little bit longer. But then, then the core update happened, and it saw all the best
the best stuff too. Yeah, he's got to work on that as well.
In conjunction with the spammy links. In a lot of cases, there still are these like the websites that are based around best keywords that are still ranking very well, but everything else about the site might look a lot better.
Yeah.
Right. Their links might be quality. Just everything else will look a lot more natural. So maybe they're still getting away with it. So just in conjunction with the spam and then the new core update and the best stuff, it looks like he just took them the rest of the way down.
Mm-hmm.
This is just to say, spam can work. Low quality links, cheap links can really work. They still work every single day. It's just a matter of how long they're going to work, right? And then if another update rolls around and they add this other thing to the list, which they're also looking as a naturalness signal.
Further.
Yeah, and you're just accumulating just more unnatural looking stuff overall, and it just becomes too much and kind of tips you over the edge. So what would you do as far as like moving forward? Would you just throw in the towel with the site, or what would you do?
God, I have sites like this, and I've
you quit.
Definitely thrown them out. But that's not what I advise somebody do, especially if it's the only asset you're working on, or, you're well invested into it. That's up to you personally. Now, if it was mine and I was trying to figure out a recourse of action for it, I would start by fixing the URLs, and keyword density related to best or review. And then I would start prodding with some higher quality backlinks, see if I couldn't get my site to start, moving back up in the SERPs. And if that worked, then I would just keep along that path. And if that didn't work, then I don't really know. I would consider possibly a disavow, or possibly doing some sort of 301 maneuver. And starting with a fresh site.
Yeah.
Which isn't what people want to hear, but sometimes, it's the way to go.
Yeah, it's kind of a tough question. Is the juice going to be worth the squeeze, right?
Mm-hmm.
The one thing is Google in the past has shown that the site can move to pretty decent amounts of traffic, but then you're kind of counteracted. I don't know. I'm kind of a mixed bag about this kind of stuff as well. He's also got 720 referring domains, which
from what we saw is pretty much all junk.
It basically means you got a lot of links that you need to counteract. And you could disavow a good amount of them if you wanted to. I don't know. It's hard to give advice on this kind of thing. If you wanted to keep going with the same site, I would just add a ton more informational content. Like you've got 170 URLs indexed, I would add about 170 URLs of content. So, the content right around there, that's going to cost a good amount of money or take a good amount of time if you're writing it yourself. And then immediately start building some quality links, quality contextual backlinks from real websites. Stop with the spam stuff, stop with the easy to get stuff, and go after stuff that either is going to take you going out and reaching out to websites and haggling a price and getting content posted on their site, or buying it from a provider, any trusted provider such as ourselves. What I would personally use immediately if this was my site and I wanted to go ahead with recovery is our niche edits. We say this pretty much every week, but this is probably our favorite tool for starting to diversify your link profile. Is these we call them barrage, and these are our lowest authority niche edits. And these things are cheap. They're cheaper depending on how many you buy, but average probably about $20 a link. These are links on real sites, not PBNs, anything like that. And basically why we like using them is because they're so cheap, right? And so, you've got 720 referring domains of basically spammy links you need to counteract. So you just really start building up your link profile a lot higher of natural domains. So the cheapest way to do that is with very cheap, the cheapest you can get for actually quality links. Of course, if you got the money to burn and you can do higher authority links, that of course would be better. But, most people want to be kind of economical with this type of thing. You're not really sure if the site's going to recover and whatnot. I'd probably go initially with a Barrage 30. And then probably start adding in some authority, whether it's with niche edits or guest posts.
Yeah, you can intermix the two.
I'd probably wait a month and then probably do another Barrage 30. I mean,
we would probably differ a little bit on our backlinking strategy, but a Barrage could be good because they could stand to break up their anchor text a bit, but I feel like if I was going to give this guy advice, I'd say, like you said, quit looking at the super cheap packages, and instead of getting 100 links and thinking that's going to fix you, get a handful of high authority, high quality links, because
my thinking is you just got a bunch of referring domains,
waste money.
And so I feel like I would want to do like 2 Barrage 30s. So these come with 30 links. Actually, they come with up to 38 links. So if they got the maximum, that would be basically that'd be like 80 links right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then
spread out over 2 months, you're saying?
So 80 links, and then spread out, or maybe even 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
And then in between all that, I'd be adding in some higher authority stuff, whether that's kind of our level 4, level 5, level 6 niche edits, or guest post. I don't think you guys really need to see it, but
and remember, if
most
this
economical would be like the standard 229, 51, DR51 pluses, but you can mix in like some of these as well. Even some of these are probably going to be a lot higher quality than the overwhelming majority of the link profile.
Mm-hmm. But main point being, you're looking for these guest post niche edits, the higher authority, higher value backlinks, right, from real websites. So even if you can't afford to purchase them from a higher end vendor, you can afford to start emailing different websites that you'd like to try and get a link on and negotiating with them. Typically, there's going to be a financial transaction involved in getting links, but there are people that build things ground up, right? It's just easier to outsource it, but not everybody's got the budget for that. So remember
it's whatever you
what
got,
they are, right?
Time or money. You got more time or you got more money.
Correct.
Which one is more expendable for you?
I spent a lot less money when I was first starting out in SEO compared to how I am now. But it's all in the interest of saving time and really moving things forward so that you can then move more things forward, right?
All right. I think that pretty much covers it. Let's go ahead. I think we got some questions over on...
Yaniv.
Yep.
Hello.
Okay. Hey guys, when looking at a backlink profile for a PBN domain, how would you identify spam links? What are the telltale dogs?
Telltale
Dogs that a link is spam. So yeah.
Yeah, well, Nick likes to use spammy domains as PBNs. A lot of times now, that's not what we sell, right? If you're purchasing rentals or links from us, but privately, I do use them. Um, I guess we won't get too much into that. We'll talk more about what you'd look for if you're like renting a high quality link or something.
A site we can pull up to look at some links just to show what you would consider spam or not.
The one we just pulled up.
But we don't want to show his.
Yeah. So, it's going to be the same things, guys. Like, and this is arguable to a lot of different extents. The main thing that you want to see is that, right, the money site, or the PBN rather, the asset is indexed in Google, meaning that it's got some weight, right? It can transfer some sort of crawlability that's then registered in Google. So step one there. And then when you throw it in Ahrefs, it's the same as looking through the backlink profile of any other site. So maybe we can just... You have one?
Talking,
okay, all right. So the stuff you're looking for is exactly what we were just talking about. You're looking for contextual backlinks from high authority websites. It looks like this was legitimate press going towards some sort of business, etc. However, a website that exclusively maybe had like geographic relation to whatever you're trying to push in the SERPs, but only had like directory listings and citations, things like that. It might not be the most powerful PBN link, but it's still going to be very relatable, right? And so both of those are kind of intertwined in aspects of how they move your money site or asset up in the SERPs. So the main thing you're looking for if you're looking to not be on a spammy site is that it just doesn't have a spammy link profile, meaning that it's not bot-generated content, spun content, a bunch of, what looks like random directory links using money anchors, all the things that would naturally tank a site in the SERPs, are something that you'd want to look for. Any luck?
I thought this was a spammy one, but these links actually look a lot better. They're all 301. So I guess we could show this one anyway.
Yeah, we'll just talk about it, right? Like let's pull up what a sample of maybe a spammy one.
So this is a site that we actually looked at on last week's live stream. It was not a viewer site, and they were just wondering how it ranked so quickly. You can see they've got a bunch of 301s going on. So it's this website, coffeeaffection.com. And you can see right away, coming down here, you can see all their links. There's something about coffee, right? Bistro Electric Milk Frother, coffeechannel.com, Best Milk Frother, coffee, whatever, consumerism, just kind of business related. Depression, food, I guess food is kind of like coffee, Keurig coffee makers, coffee machines, more coffee. So, looking at this one just really quickly, you can see these links right here. They look like real links. You can look at the titles, and these actually look like actual like articles, right? They're not some auto-generated low quality stuff. I mean, they might be low quality, but then you can even go and you can actually click on them. So let's open up a few. So you can see right here, you actually have like an article, right? This is an article. They got a lot of links in this article, but I guess that's not
doesn't matter. No.
But
yeah, coupon codes aren't something you really love to see, but they're especially not going to hurt like a PBN typically, unless that's like exclusively what makes their link profile up. But if you look, all of these articles are different. Or there's diversity, and then a lot of them are blog comments. Yeah.
article, coupons, another actual article. Some of these could be, there's a good amount of blog comments on here. They could be blog comments. And you could check that as well.
But they're all niche related, which makes them even,
just at a quick glance, you would look at these things and you would say, this does not look like spam. These actually look like, quality links. And you could look further, and it's kind of hard to tell because they're 301s. If it wasn't a 301, actually you can see it's user-generated content, which usually means blog comment and no follow, right? So at least a good amount of these look like blog comments that they're 301ing from a different site. But still, they still look like a lot better than the site.
It's not spam, right? It's just like, spam. Look, it looks like it's niche down. It makes sense for it all to be there. And even still, if it's not 100% niche down, it's still going to be fine. Typically, when we run through a site, right, so no matter what the site is, whether it's a PBN or a money site, whatever you're looking through, we're going to throw it into Ahrefs. Here it is. It's pulled up. We're going to get an idea of its strength, all those characteristics. We might even have some, organic information, or when the links all started coming in, etc. And then we'll go into, and this is just typically the motion that I like to go through here, anchors, because a lot of times you'll be able to tell whether a site has been spammed out by looking at the anchors and how often some of these terms come up. Or you'll see things like Viagra and normal, very obvious spam pop up as well, right? So you'll see that in anchors. You can always take it further, go to snippets, and then dive down all of these backlinks, right? Then to get a further idea, you could do referring domains. We'll just skip over to backlinks, 1 link per domain, and then like Chris just did, you'd go down the list and you'd get an idea of whether this is a diversified, healthy looking link profile, right?
Yeah, look, you're looking at the titles, you're looking at the URL itself, is it a bunch of like only Web 2.0s or kind of auto-generated looking stuff? Do the titles look auto-generated, or are they real stuff? Are the titles related somewhat to the topic? That, it doesn't have to be just about coffee. It could be about food or something, or like this one's about milk, but use milk and coffee. Milk frother obviously is used for coffee.
Milk frother.
Yeah, she got a milk frother on her.
Jesus.
Do you have anything else to say though? I kind of wanted to find an actual spammy thing.
Spam is. Oh, hold on. I've got a. Spam is pretty obvious when you're looking at it. It'll be user generated. It'll be
lots of repetition.
Lots of repetition. You know what a natural site looks like versus
it might take you longer, especially in the beginning while you're not really sure what you're looking at. But if you're not sure, just go ahead and go down the list and just start opening up every single one.
If it looks like it's not diversified, right? The anchor profile is not diversified. You see a bunch of subdomains being used, very obvious things that are a footprint. Then that's what you'd want to. Jesus, a lot of stuff happening. I'll be right back.
Did the IPO start?
It did, and my ledger just arrived too.
Sorry, 1 second, guys. Oh man. All right.
Sick.
You want to answer these questions and then call it a little early? Actually, we're almost over. We're
No,
almost
that's all
done
right.
anyway.
Yeah. Let me see if I ended up getting a share though. Come on, maybe. If I didn't, then I barely missed it.
Okay, so all right, so
I
back
did
with
not.
Yaniv. Yeah, it's just the limits are gonna get skipped over. Anyway, how important is schema these days for ranking? Can a site rank without schema, or is it preferable to have it? Guess I'll just cut that question off there. It's preferable to always have schema yeah. We're real lazy about
We are
schema.
lazy about it.
It's something that we could definitely add to our arsenal as far as getting more juice out of stuff that we've ranked. Getting stuff like featured snippets.
Although I'm getting a good amount of those just
Yeah.
at random, right, when I build.
So we're kind of like we're slow moving. We're in a way we're
towards
slow
more
moving
technical.
with like kind of like on page type stuff. We're a little more slow moving as far as like, but we also don't really think it's necessary. So like answer a question a little bit. I don't think it's necessary at all in most cases to have schema to rank. But I think it can definitely help you, especially depending on like your niche or what exactly you're doing. And then for example, if you're on page 1 and you want to get a featured snippet, or now the new thing, the passage
Yeah.
indexing, schema could help you out quite a bit. So you could actually get some more juice out of your money that you've already used to rank a site or a keyword or whatever.
But having said that, it doesn't appear that it's a complete must in order to get in there as well. If you're doing solid on-page foundational kind of things, then just upping the power of the site can also land you in there.
Yeah, my kind of approach with schema so far has just been to kind of like do the bare minimum.
Yeah, I would have to agree. And it probably doesn't, sound too good on us to some of the more white hat, really dig into the minute detail people. But
this is the thing. It's like our expertise
trade-offs.
is backlinks,
right.
and so like it just doesn't. In a lot of cases, it just doesn't matter.
It's not
Like,
worth squeezing.
It's like okay, so my competitor has like great schema, blah blah blah. Guess what? We have access to like massive link networks, and it doesn't matter what you have. We can power through it in most cases, right? So it's basically like where you want to specialize. So if you don't have the money or you don't have the outreach teams, schema might be a better, time or money spent result for you. But at the same time, like, just adding schema in the large majority of cases is not going to blast you up to page 1.
Not from what I've
right?
seen. No.
Like you still need like the links. So that's just kind of where our priorities lie or whatever. But
best practice would be
Do it.
pay attention. Do it. Yes.
yeah, do your schema.
Anything that's going to make your asset more efficient, like when it comes to ranking in the SERPs, is worthwhile to do, right? But then there's a time trade-off depending on where you're at.
If you're working on a client site, it's probably a bit better to invest some time into it. I definitely wouldn't say it's necessary for ranking.
Who's to say that it won't be a bigger ranking factor in the future, right? If you've got the time to do it now and you're worried about it, then go ahead and do it, and then it's one less thing that you have to worry about. A lot of it too, depends on. So.
All right, let's go ahead and jump into the next one. Same question for having a GMB. Is it necessary to have a GMB? So his previous question, if you're watching on YouTube, was basically asking about schema. Is it necessary to have schema to rank, or is it just preferable or good or whatever? So is the GMB necessary to rank? For this one, my answer is going to be a little bit different. If you're doing local SEO, I would say GMB is very important. Whereas schema, we're kind of a little, it's good for you, but we don't necessarily focus on it too much. GMB for local SEO or sites in general, it's kind of something I always do.
Right, because map pack is going to get you
Yeah.
the most traffic or the immediate calls whenever they're on their phones, right?
Yeah, I even do GMBs, for like affiliate sites.
Same.
But if you're a local site, get the GMB. You absolutely, like, you can still rank organic. You can still rank organic without a GMB. I would say the GMB will help you rank organic. And then, without the GMB, like Nick said, you can't rank in MacPack. You literally cannot show up in MacPack without a GMB. I guess they could do they could create one for you or whatever.
A GMB listing?
The GMBs will be created.
Seems like nobody's doing that right now. Hasn't been available for a
No, I
while.
mean, like, Google will like create one for you, or somehow they get created like on their own and you can claim it or whatever.
Oh, well, no, it would
Or does someone else?
be somebody else's listing that you could go in and, add your website to if you, it's a link there. If there's a listing without a website, you can recommend a website to it, right? And so you and
Okay.
some friends could hypothetically do that. But, yeah, that's going to be dependent on a few things too. But, yeah, just all in all, is it necessary to have a GMB? No. Is it going to help? Yeah, absolutely.
And
It
I would
adds,
say a lot more than schema.
yeah,
I would say it helps a lot
yeah,
more than
especially in
schema.
local,
Yeah.
since it's a traffic thing. But also, it's going to help in build trust. It's if you've got a
Yeah.
physical location or somewhere you can receive a postcard at, then it's a huge trust boost, right? So
Yeah,
it's
think
almost
about
like
it.
hacking an ability to get Google to trust you
Yeah,
better.
think about if you're Google, right, and you want to display businesses for your users. You want to display businesses that are trustworthy, right? You want to give them good results. And so, a GMB, it's not like just like a normal citation or whatever. It's like directly in Google. It's basically like a Google's citation
Yeah.
service, if you want to think about it like that. So I would say it's like, if I was working with a client and maybe their links weren't good or their on page wasn't good or whatever, and it's a local client and they didn't have a GMB, that'd probably be the very
Yeah.
first thing I would do is figure out how we're going to get them a GMB.
Yeah.
Whether it's they can use their address and hide that address if they're service based or whatever. Figure out how to get the GMB, and then everything else would come after that. So yeah, not necessary, but pretty important, especially for local.
hmm
Um, alright.
We don't mind if you ask a million questions. That's all right.
Last question, I promise. Can an unnatural anchor profile prevent first page ranking? Struggling to get to page 1 from 2, but my anchors are unnatural. 90% plus generic anchors. So, so an unnatural profile, an unnatural anchor profile can absolutely keep you from ranking. But it sounds like in your case,
It's
you're actually good.
the opposite. Yeah, he needs more money anchors
So,
probably.
90% generic is it's kind of strange. And so you're definitely going to want to add in some like URL anchors to your homepage. The anchor text is actually just your URL, like chris.com is the anchor text as well. And then, branded anchors as well. So, Chris or Sir Links a lot
Yeah.
or whatever your brand name is. 90% generic is kind of strange. It's probably actually kind of confusing Google a little bit, but yeah, I mean, if you add in some stuff like branded and URL, and then throw in some money anchors, you probably see some pretty nice movement.
Yeah, unnatural. Typically, we're talking about unnatural. We're talking about unnatural
Yeah.
towards
The spammy
money
side,
anchors,
like
right?
too many money anchors.
I'm
Yeah.
trying obviously to go after this SERP. If you're, really what you're talking about is having a pillowed anchor profile, so a foundation. Now you're ready to launch off it.
Yeah. So like Nick said, it sounds like you have actually a very good foundation laid, or maybe you're kind of lacking on the branded and URL anchors, but overall, I would much rather see what you have 90% generic anchors than 90% money anchors,
Yeah.
right? So I would say, uh, it might be holding you back in a way, but like not in like it's not like a wall. It's more like Google's like, hey, just give us what, you just got to start adding in some of the good stuff, and you should probably see some pretty good movement if, you're on the border of page one. Um, yeah, if that was a client site that I was working on, I'd be really happy to see that, because
That
I would
sounds
say,
good.
it sounds like we're gonna be able to get some nice movement out of it pretty easily, and keep the client happy, and wouldn't take much work from us.
Yeah, I would think it'd be okay.
Yeah. All right. We got about 4 minutes. Do you want to get going, or do you want to try to do one more?
Up to you.
This one we can do, but we can do this one next time because it's kind of a big one.
Yeah.
I guess we
It's
could
yeah,
do
just
this.
answer that real quick.
That's a quick one. Is it safe to do keyword stuffing in your GMB title?
Analogy. Is it safe to put my finger in electrical socket? It might not kill you. You might just get an interesting little shock out of it. But yeah, if you're talking about keyword stuffing in anything, it's definitely not best practice.
Yeah, like with a lot of stuff that's easy to do
Yeah.
and very manipulative, it can work. It can work very well in the short term, but especially with GMB titles, I think people just like sit around and report them.
It's just like, I
Yeah.
mean, but it's also just, it's so obvious, right?
Yeah.
Like best top interesting dog toy with whatever. Pet accessories. Stuffing just doesn't sound natural. And it's not something that's going to take you too far. The extent of which I would do keyword stuffing would not be considered keyword stuffing in a historical sense, but it would just be using, synonyms
in the
and
title.
yeah, right. And mixing it up a little bit. But I would still try and make it sound natural, at least to a crawler, right? Maybe a little unnatural to the naked eye, but to a Google crawler,
I'm just gonna,
different.
especially if you're working on client sites, like don't mess with it. Don't mess with their GMBs. Don't stuff even a couple keywords in there. Leave it as their brand. Leave it as their brand name. There are other places you can be manipulative. Where I would not be manipulative is directly in Google's system, right? It's just like it's like filling out a job application, and in the job application, you're just like, it's just like spam, and you're like, here,
Yeah, here I
and
am.
you're handing it directly to them. If you want to be manipulative, I would do it elsewhere. I would do it in ways that it's, a couple layers removed, and just
But even still, it's like anywhere. So anywhere that you do that is somewhere where Google is indexing that information. And we're talking about the world's largest, smartest corporation. Stuffing like people used to do is probably just not something you want to do at all.
yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't even advise, like, I would just keep it as the brand name, simple as that. I'd really stay away from even moderate keyword.
But
I would just leave it as the brand. That's how I would
say
do
your
it.
brand is Pete's, right? And you're a plumber. Well, you could write Pete's Plumbing in
Service.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
Pete's Plumbing Service, right? But something natural, right? That explains the title is about what the business is about. But Pete's Plumbing Service and plumber experts, top rated
Yeah, get
shit
that-
like
get that
that
out
is
of
just
there.
not gonna. There's no point
Yeah,
to it.
so okay, I'll revise my answer. So in certain cases, if the brand name is like very like kind of generic or
right.
whatever, and it's not spammy to say like Pete's Plumbing Service, then obviously I think you could you can go and add it. But I think in most cases, the brand name would already be like Pete's Plumbing or whatever, right? So it'd be like in very few cases when this would actually arise. But yeah, I would stay away from it. in general.
Keyword stuffing, just terms like that are bad. It's natural. You know, if you ever find yourself in a position where you're like, well, I'd like to manipulate this, make your manipulation look natural. That'd be my best advice.
Yeah, I guess another answer would be, if keyword stuffing is ever in the question, the answer is just no. You don't keyword stuff.
Yeah.
The Google's getting a lot smarter lately with content, which is why you see these, content kind of like analysis services like Surfer, SEO, or whatever else that are kind of rising in popularity, right? You can no longer just keyword stuff. You have to do it in a good way, in a nice way. It has to. They're just getting more advanced with the way they look at content on the internet. So you gotta get away from stuffing, get away from being too manipulative looking. All right, I think we're gonna go ahead and end it there, guys. Thanks for showing up and asking questions. Depending where you're watching, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. We need to figure out a way to like inject that into our YouTube videos.
For sure.
It's like right at the beginning, like this video.
Oh man, I've been watching
and his baby.
I've been watching a ton of restoration videos, where they don't talk. But there's one guy that's just like epic at doing that little bubble pop.
I always like if they do it in a funny way.
Yeah. I'm more inclined to click it just out of being nice.
All right, guys. Yeah, thanks.
My Coinbase order filled, and now I'm like, I don't even want to look. I'm sure it filled right as it was crashing.
Yeah, it's time for us to pay attention to Coinbase right now. Be very careful if you're trading it. We're not saying to buy it. It's going to be an extremely risky
stick to SEO, guys.
In the short term. If you don't really know what you're doing, I would wait probably a week or more. But yeah.